Hey everybody, welcome to an action figure review, Marvel Legends edition. Now, this is kind of a special episode since I usually do G.I. Joe Classified on this channel, and that's not necessarily because I don't have a lot of the other figures, but I did a poll early on and Classified came out on top. Of course, when I did that poll, I only had like 10 subscribers, so if I did it again, it might skew in a different direction. But I've been doing the Classified, so I decided to stick with that until I was finished with it at least, and then get into some of the other ones. Now, I don't have a huge Marvel Legends collection. Like, I tend to focus on certain aspects of it. Like, I get some of the more popular main characters, like I've got Spider-Man, of course, and Hulk and Thor and Iron Man and Cap and the Fantastic Four. And villain-wise, I've gotten Thanos and Dr. Octopus and Apocalypse, Mr. Sinister, Magneto, Dr. Doom. Actually, my Doom is Mezco, not Marvel Legends. You've seen my Mezco Doom review. That's my Dr. Doom. But I don't get every character. Like, I don't have a lot of different characters. Like, focus primarily on Spider-Man and X-Men because those are my two favorite brands in the Marvel universe. I do have a few, like I have some Iron Man enemies, some Thor enemies, some Cap villains, but generally tend to stick to X-Men and Spider-Man. Those are more of my wheelhouse. So I definitely, and I don't buy every figure for. Like, I didn't bother with the Reavers for the X-Men because I didn't want to be absent Bonebreaker, and the only way I could get him is if I bought an entire wave of figures I didn't care about. So, but I didn't want the Reavers anyway. Even if I could have gotten Bonebreaker on his own. But Spider-Man, I kind of like the most of all the Marvel properties. Had a lot of Spider-Man comics growing up, and he was probably the one I read the most. So, but X-Men, I do love the X-Men animated series. In fact, I'm one of the people who thinks that the X-Men animated series is better than the Batman animated series. And I love the Batman animated series, so. But X-Men was more popular to me than Batman growing up. Well, anyway, today we're going to be looking at one of Spider-Man's villains, Tombstone. And Tombstone isn't just a Spider-Man villain. He's also fought the likes of Daredevil before. And probably some other characters, but I'm not sure. He's kind of he's got super strength, but he's still on a lower level spectrum, so you wouldn't see him facing off against like Hulk or Thor or the Avengers or Iron Man or anything like that. He's a little low level for those guys. They tend to go after more world-class threats, and Tombstone's really just a local crime lord. And now New York City is a huge city, so being a local crime lord in New York City still means you're really powerful, but he's not like a world domination guy. But this is the first Tombstone figure I got. I wasn't originally going to buy him, like the older version of him, but I really like the look of this one. I think the suited body looks fantastic, and I like the alternate head sculpts he comes with. And this just really looks like a definitive Tombstone, so I had to get him. And short little backstory on him. Real name, Lonnie Lincoln. He is actually a black man with albinism. So he grew up as albino. He was teased about it growing up. And he was friends with Joe Robbie Robertson, who is the assistant editor of the Daily Bugle, where J. Jonah Jameson runs in Spider-Man Works, Peter Parker. So they go back a long ways, him and Robbie. So he's quite a bit older than Peter as a result. I can't remember how he got his superpowers. Like, he's got not just his super strength, but he's also extremely durable. Like, I think he can stop bullets. He's like, his skin's made of like granite or something like that. I could be off about that, but that's what I can remember. It's been a while. But here's the... Like, this says he's a high-priced hitman. And I guess, yeah, he's done assassination work before. But he's mainly a boss himself. He tends to want to run his own criminal empires as opposed to working for other people. He's more like a kingpin than a bullseye, essentially. But yeah, he does do... He gets his hands dirty. Like, Kingpin tends to avoid getting his hands dirty, whereas Tombstone likes to get right in there in the thick of things. So, looking at him in the box, you've got the figure here. That's the crowbar accessory, the alternate head, the alternate hands. There's a picture of Tombstone in the artwork there. The standard retro Spider-Man card, which is nice and sturdy. I really wish they had made the G.I. Joe classified retros from this same card at the beginning. Apparently they're going to start making them out of card stock like this, which I hope helps people who are getting the crap bent out of their packages and from Walmart and whatnot. So here's the back of the card. I showed you just a second ago. Shows you the head and hand swap options, and another picture of Tombstone. I think that's the same one. Yeah, it's the same picture. It would have been nice if they could have put a different piece of artwork there. And they got the legalese on the bottom, of course. Now, as I've mentioned in the first review I did with this kind of a packaging, I have this little thing where I cut the bottom open to pull the tray out, and that enables the card to maintain its integrity in case I ever want to hang it like this. It's not going to fall out the bottom or anything like that. So I've already shown how to do that. If you want to go back and look at my older videos, you can do that and see how I did it. It's really easy. But I'm not going to go over it again. But here's Tombstone in his plastic prison. Let's go ahead and get his hands and whatnot out of here. So normally I don't do unboxings because it takes extra time to get this stuff out of the package. Plus I like to give it a test run before I film it just in case. And I did that here. I opened them up. I took them out just to make sure that once I got them out of the package, he wasn't going to fall apart right on camera. But here we have Tombstone in all his glory. Damn good looking figure. I think that is an excellent head sculpt. One of the best I've seen in the Marvel line, which is saying something. But that this is really good looking Tombstone, I have to say. Now, if you were a Spider-Man fan, someone were to hand you this, you would know it was Tombstone, I would imagine. Sorry, the lighting's kind of gets dark for no reason. But the suited body looks fantastic too. I love the black suit with the blue undershirt and the blue handkerchief in the pocket there, the pocket square rather. It's got the cuffs coming out too, the blue cuffs, pinstripe, and of course that black tie. All looks good. Then on the bottom you got the black pants, which I think these are reused. I'm not sure I think the upper body is new. He's much bigger than Rose. Rose came in a white suit, but you could have easily painted that black. But no, I think his torso is significantly larger than the Rose. So I don't think it's the same torso. I don't know if this is reuse or not for the torso, but the pants might be. The pants might be the same ones that came with Agent Coulson or something like that. I don't know. I don't have Agent Coulson, so I don't know if his legs were pinned or not. These are pinless, though, so that's nice. He's got Not a lot of paint other than of course, the skin of the figure and the blue pieces, but everything else is just black, all black plastic. So because of that is why I think we were able to get the extra hands and head. They saved money on paint, so they were able to put it towards accessories instead. This jacket, it looks like it should pop open because of the buttons, but it doesn't. Those buttons are glued in. They're not pop. You can't pop them open, which is unfortunate. That would have been cool if you would have been able to pop the jacket and open it up. See him with the more casual look. But still a good looking figure. Pretty tall too. Now the Legends figures tend to run on the larger side too, anyway, like compared to Classified. So he's like roughly the same size of like Roadblock probably in Classified. And these Marvel Legends tend to be bigger than the Star Wars Black Series as well. So he's a big figure. He's a big guy. Going over articulation. Now his head joint is a little different because of the swappable heads. They pop it real quick for you. Instead of having the head pop off at the neck, it's one whole piece with a ball joint on the bottom at the neck that goes into the torso. I think they did that so that you could reuse the suit if you wanted. Like you could just pop the hands off, put in different colored hands or a different head, and you have a whole new unique character in a suit, whatever. Like I could pop these hands off here and put on like Tomax's hands and his head and have a Tomax in a suit from the G.I. Joe line. Or any character really. But if they had left the neck and just had him pop the head off at the neck, then you would have had that bright white neck. So that wouldn't have worked if you wanted to swap heads. So they did it this way so that you could swap heads. Of course, this limits his articulation as a result, because now he doesn't get as much at all going up. He can't look up at all because he's got no hinge on the head part. I don't know why they couldn't have made the head normally connect to the neck and then also have this part pop off, but I guess they were worried that it would be too hard for people to grip that piece to pull it off easily. They'd have to get like pliers or something to get it off easily. I don't know. But yeah, he doesn't have a lot of, he can't look back up. He can't look back a lot. He can look forward a little bit, not too much. He can do the Exorcist. He's got some tilt there. He can get about 80 degrees, maybe 85 T-pose. His arms go all the way around. He does have a bicep cut. He's got the double jointed pinless arms. And he can go all the way up with those, which is nice. I like it when they can do that. Often the bicep will get in the way. Even though he does have a bicep there, it doesn't really get in the way, so that's nice. He's got a up-down hinge on his right trigger finger hand and a side on his left gripping hand. He's probably got an ab crunch under here because that's standard for the male characters, the male figures. But this suit jacket it's kind of rubbery, but it also is really sturdy here in the middle. So you can't really get much out of it. Any bend you get is probably just going to be from the hips, bending at the hips. So I don't know what kind of a joint he has back there, but you can get more going back than you can going forward. Let's see, leg-wise, he can not do the Van Damme, but he can get it out about that far. He can kick up about that high. The jacket does get out of the way, so that's good. He can kick back about that far. He's got a thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees. He does not have a calf cut because he doesn't really have anywhere for a calf cut to be hidden by. It would just be a big cut right in the suit and the pant leg, so they decided not to do that. His foot can hinge back about that far. Can go forward about that far. He can do the rocker. He's got peg holes at the bottom. You can't get a lot of forward because of the cuff, even though they did put it up a little bit to give him a little extra room there, but he still limited in his movement. Now, accessory-wise, he does come with this alternate head sculpt, which is more of a snarling, angry look than the previous sinister, smirking look. So if he gets pissed, he can pop that head on and glower at you. He also has a alternate set of hands, which are a pair of fists. Tombstone will often do his own dirty work, and that includes punching people with his hands, because after all, he does have super strength, and they go in pretty easily. So he can get into punching matches with Spider-Man if he wants. But if he doesn't feel like punching Spider-Man, he can hit him with this crowbar. And this is all done in gray plastic. It would have been nice if they had given it a metallic paint job or done it in a metallic plastic instead. Like a kind of a silver plastic instead of a gray. He only has one gripping hand, the trigger finger hand, so he's got to hold the crowbar in that hand. Now, I prefer Tombstone with a gun rather than a crowbar. So, I went into my Valiverse Action Force weapons pack. Bravo, I think I got this from, it might have been Charlie. It was one of those. And I got this nice 357, 44, whichever, one of those two looking gun. This looks like the type of gun that Tombstone would use. A big, powerful, dirty, hairy style gun. And that fits him perfectly, like a glove. So now Tombstone has go ahead, make my day, punk. So Tombstone came out roughly this year. I think that's the same around the world, not just here in the UK, but I think he came out January or earlier this month, perhaps. So he's pretty new. I just got him a few weeks ago, I think. So I'm just catching up on the videos I was doing and doing the videos of the figures that I've just recently purchased. I also have, let's see, I got the Oracle Wildor 2-pack that I'm going to be unboxing. Actually, I might not do the unboxing on camera, but I'll just do the review on camera. And I also have a couple of Dungeons & Dragons Owl Bears that I picked up on clearance. I was going to wait on those, so I've got those to do. And I think that's me caught up then. And I can go back into doing just the Blast from the Past, and maybe every once in a while doing another review of a different figure. We'll see what I've got in the storage upstairs. But that's Tombstone. Lonnie Lincoln, one of Spider-Man's nemesis. Like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think of Tombstone. Like I said, I think it got a fantastic suit sculpt. Be worth buying extras just to have extra suited guys lying around, although you might want to wait for a sale or something. I think he's still available. At least in Pulse UK, he's still available, and probably other sites as well. I can't imagine that there's going to be a run on Tombstones, but if people are buying extras, it's probably for that precise reason, is to get extra suited bodies. Nice black suit with blue pinstripe shirt underneath. But yeah, if you want to wait and get him at Ollie's or Ross's at some point down the line, he's probably going to get there eventually. Or if you don't want to wait, just go and pick him up now. You know, whatever you want. Although you're not going to be able to get the gun. You have to go somewhere else to get the gun. I don't think the weapons pack I got that particular revolver out of is available anymore. Except on eBay. So, thanks for watching. Yeah, like and subscribe. And I will see you next time.